It is I, Jay Sims, the Lion, joining you for the final episode of 48 Laws of Power. In the Book of Man book study, we'll be back with something new next week. But I want to thank you for joining us through this long process. This one, I'm going to give a special shout out to all the educators, all the teachers, all the parent aides, all the administrators, the principals, the nurse. I know y'all tired of seeing them kids already. Already 2 weeks in, I know y'all tired, but we thank you anyway. So wherever you are, I hope you join us and appreciate the show. I got a new appreciation for y'all for trying to do this and know something and learn something, regurgitate some information. But how are you doing this evening, Doc? What's going on, big bro?
Man, I'm in the house with Jason the Lion. Like we were saying, bro, 8 months.
Yes, sir.
8 months. The second Thursday in January we started. Now here we go in August, and we made it all the way through. I done learned a lot. You done learned a lot. Man, OG in the house again because he said he is back with the 4 exclamation points. He is back and ready to go. So, man,
man, listen. This is the first time I ever did anything like this as far as a book study. Like, I've never been a part of like a book study group or anything like that in my life, man. And it's brought so much of a different outlook to the book that I never would have, things I never would have seen or taken out of that book myself. And I have a new appreciation for like the Oprah Book Club and all that kind of stuff you used to see on TV. I got a new appreciation for that, man, because you really get a lot more out of a book doing it this way.
Yeah, and when I first got into this book, I just realized that this is something I couldn't do by myself. You can't read this book by yourself.
Nope.
Because you won't get the you got to pick it apart and dive into it. You got to. And that was it, man. That was it.
Yeah, you definitely got to dive into it. You definitely got to pick it apart. And multiple people are going to see multiple things in every chapter. You know, I really know if I go back and read this book again, I'm going to read it with different eyes than I read it the first time, and I'm gonna pull something else different from it, and that's why I know, you know, being able to sit down and go through each chapter the way we have has really been valuable to me, and I appreciate your time and the time everybody who joined us and listened, OG and all other folks who joined us, man. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah, boy, OG in the house, boy. He was day one. Day one. OG, we here.
And these last 2 chapters, last 2 laws, so to speak, very interesting. I think they wrapped up the book quite nicely. It's probably the last law. The title is probably the title I agree with the least amount.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like the title. I don't know why. It just didn't strike me. Some of the titles you read them and it's like, ooh, I want to read this chapter. I want to read this law. But this one, it was like, you know. But then it was a very deep message in the law, though.
Yes, that was it. That was it. Like that one. Well, we'll get to it. All right, man.
Let's get into it, man. Let's talk
about
it.
Go.
The last 2 laws, man. Let's go.
All right, Law 47. Up there, I put learn when to stop. So basically, it says, do not go past the mark you have aimed for in victory. Learn when to stop. And the moment of victory is often the moment of greatest peril. Don't allow success to go to your head. Set a goal, and when you reach it, stop.
Now, when I was listening to this, the very first thing that came to my mind was Bane from Batman, Dark Knight Returns. Victory has defeated you. You know, that was the first thing that came to my mind when I first heard it. I said, man, I've heard this line before.
You probably got it from him. They probably got it from here. But you know, the first thing I thought of is football. Man, remember, I want to say it was the Giants playing the Super Bowl and they were about to win. And he showboating on the way to the goal line, holding the ball out, and they lost. Know when to quit.
Yep. Know when you got it. I think Big Leon Lett for Dallas did that one time. Made a big fumble recovery and ran all the way down and was showing off. Somebody came and knocked out his hand and recovered and took it the other way, or it turned into a safety or something like that.
Yeah, showing off.
Showing off. You learn when to stop. This is one of those things we've all told. We've all been told and told people around us, hey, man, take your win.
Yeah, that's it. Take it and run.
You ain't got to have everything. You can't win all the time. You can't win. You already won. You know, that's it before you. One of the things he talks about in this is you can win sometimes, and if you don't act accordingly after you win, you can turn people against you.
Yeah. But look at this. That's wise. Stop when you meet the goal. Then it's time to set a new goal. Do something different.
Yes.
Don't keep doing the same things.
And
so
he goes into that deep.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know who else do this? I think you did this when y'all went on that cruise. If you in the casino, you got to stop while you winning.
Got to stop. I sure should have took my little $50 and ran.
That's what I'm saying.
We got up out of there. Set me a new goal. Took the little $56 and went and had me a drink.
That's what I'm saying. You know, you go ahead and take that win and like, okay, I got the win. I'm good. I got it. See? Yep. All right, Jamel in the house. So yeah, Jamel laughed. Well, he had to laugh out loud on that one because that's what it is. But yeah, man, that emotional thing with that connected to victory is what messes us up all the time. We don't know when to quit.
I think it's a double-edged sword because if you're the type of person who hasn't had a lot of wins and you finally get one, it can be intoxicating.
Yes.
You know, if you live the life where you just haven't had a lot of wins, man, it's hard to get a win. When you finally get a win, it's like, oh, it's a great feeling, and you just want to keep getting it and getting it and getting it. It's the greatest high.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what, though? It could flip the other way.
Yep.
And we all know this. If you win too much, you don't know how to lose. He talked about that in the chat.
Or worse, you think you can't.
Can't lose.
So you don't prepare accordingly. You know, and you go into things haphazardly because you don't think you can lose.
So let me ask you this. In real life, and what we dealing with, what situations would we get in where this would apply? Like we got to know when to quit.
Okay. This is one for all the fellas out there. You don't have to sleep with every girl.
Yeah.
You know, you got one. All right, you might have got two. You know, hey, all right, slow down. You mess around and catch that one that got something that's holding something for you. Slow down, brother. You got away with it once or twice. I'll give you another one. When you're in your car and you're driving.
Right.
And you were speeding. And you drove by that cop and he didn't pull you over. Take that win. Next time, slow down.
Yeah. Go ahead. You got to stop. See, look, there you go.
Never stop. But on a power, like trying to gain position and all that kind of stuff, I would say like when you at work and you work hard and you made some moves and you got that promotion, like the first comment said, okay, take your win and set a new goal. Because what you did to get this promotion might not be the same thing to get you to the next one.
OG. Come on, man.
Not you, OG.
They ain't gonna let you go. But it's true, man. But this, I like what he said in the beginning about setting new goals.
Right.
New things to move forward. Because in the book, he talked about how we get set into patterns.
Right.
And we used to doing the same things instead of shifting it up. So in life in general, we got to set new goals for ourselves all the time. What you want to do now at 40 is not the same thing you wanted to do at 21.
Nope, at all. First off, you can't do the same stuff you did at 21. Let's talk about that.
That's why I ain't doing the dunk challenge there, because nah, that's all right. I admit it. Look, this gray hair is for a reason.
It is what it is. You got to be realistic. I think one of the major things with this, what I took from it was, okay, you set a goal, you achieved it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take the time to really understand what it means? And did you actually know? Do you actually know what to do with it now that you have it? You so focused on going to the next thing, you haven't even learned to. You haven't learned to do what you just did.
Yeah, you ain't appreciating what you have. You know what?
Right.
My wife and I was having a conversation about this yesterday. And what we talked about was being content with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
Because nowadays it seems like being content is a bad thing, because we always got to get more, do more, especially when it's connected to money. I got to make more money. I got to do more stuff. And the more money you make, the more they own you. The more money you make, the more I can prove it. When I was running a rental car agency, I was the branch manager. And I had free cars, all this stuff. But you know what they gave me?
Cell phone.
When they pay you more money, give you that phone, they own you. So they call you 2:00 in the morning, especially them at the warehouse. If the alarm go off, who they calling first?
Yes, sir.
I done been there and done that. So the more they pay you, the more they own you. Make 6 figures, and guess what happened? Because it's the mentality. Because we're going to try to do everything we can to keep it.
Yep.
And they know that. So we got to, if you cool with that, that's fine. But don't let the hustle you out of your life.
That's true. Well, I think as applicable to this law, learning when to stop, I'll take it like attention on social media.
Okay.
A person will go out and do something, and they'll get a lot of likes or a lot of follows or whatever. And they did, maybe the first time they jumped over a car.
Yeah.
They did something risky. But now they want to keep that same, they want to keep all them follows. So now they're going to jump off a building. Now they're going to jump off the side of a mountain or whatever, trying to keep that, go bigger.
But you know who did that? He didn't change his life now. But remember that dude, what they call a boot gang? Remember him? All right. If you don't know, so what Buddy did, right? He was on Instagram shooting videos, and he would go in, like, for instance, he'd go into a tattoo parlor, say, give me a tattoo, put tattoos on his face or whatever. And when they get done, he'd get up and run out.
Oh, wow.
Or he'll go to the cell phone store and like, hey, I'm act like I'm gonna buy a phone, testing it out and run. He didn't rob for a bunch of people like that. But it kept getting worse and worse. What boot gang gonna do next? What he gonna do next? And it just kept getting progressively worse until he got to a point to where he was dead. I mean, like, Buddy was in bad shape. He didn't stop. And when he finally stopped, now he a whole lot better off. He doing good for the community, good for people. I mean, all of that.
Right. And it's like that. People go further and further.
Oh, look at this one. If you won't do it for free, don't do it for money, likes, or clout. Yeah.
Ooh.
Some people do stuff to be seen.
Yeah.
OG said they get addicted.
Exactly. It is. That those likes and they had that one win and they just keep going further and further. Now, on the flip side of that, there's some good things.
Yeah.
The reversal. Let's take it on education.
Yeah.
You get that bachelor's degree. Now you got a taste of that for that graduate degree. You get that master's. Now it's like, oh, I got a master's. Let me see if I can get a PhD. You get that PhD. Now, the question what comes with that is you in school all this time, but are you getting your value back?
That's the thing. What you gonna do with it?
What you gonna do?
I tell you this, man, the trade-offs. the trade-offs. Getting a doctorate, it's a trade-off.
Right.
You got to give up a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, I made mine work. I'm sitting there standing in line at Disney, writing a paper on my phone so I can be with my family and still do my work at the same time.
Dang.
I did that. I did my whole master's degree on my phone.
Hold on, man. Hold on. First off, you got an hour in line. You know, it's Disney. You got an hour in line anyway. what else you was gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Try to get that 4.0.
You might as well. You standing in line for an hour. You know, you might as well knock out a section of the paper. You might as well get a.
Man, that's what I'm saying though. But that thing it can get to you. Keep going, get you in debt. But you know, you say fame is hell if it's a drug. Yeah. And OG said, look at those child actors. I mean, who don't stop chasing fame. You gotta know when to quit.
Yeah. You gotta know when you gotta say enough is enough.
There you go. They can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
Exactly.
Well, go ahead, man.
To like down people who I understand sometimes I'm just trying to do better. I'm just trying to do better. But you can't keep pushing to a point where it's gonna bring on your failure. What ends up happening is like the old you bite off more than you can chew.
Right. Or your life is taken over about the thing you're trying to do. So right. And I like what I'm gonna keep referring back to this. I should have put a star by it. You know, setting a new goal.
Yeah.
Setting a new goal. So for instance, a lot of us don't even have goals. We just doing it. Like for instance, they say, okay, I want to be rich. You will never be rich if you say you want to be rich.
Nope.
Because it's no number. It's no number. But let's take this in a different direction. And I like this part in the book where he talked about Madame Pompadour.
Oh yeah. I like
that was knowing when you have won, but changing the goal, changing the tactic, getting out of that pattern. Not doing the same things. That's what she did.
She was slick with it. She was slick.
Yeah. She worked it. So this what happened. King of France. You know, back then they had all types of things. Oh, we're gonna come back to that long term, short term. We're gonna come back to that one. But they did things a little bit differently. The king had a wife who was the queen, but he can also have mistresses, and it was cool.
Official mistress.
Yeah, I mean, like they had a ceremony.
Yeah.
Like you the king mistress. He had a whole ceremony. So she was official. And lady got in there, man, everybody liked her. She doing her thing, got all this power. And she knew the king. I mean, like knew his needs, his wants, all that stuff. But y'all know what happened after what's the age 27? She hit the wall.
That wall.
She hit the wall. It was like, ooh, I can't keep up with this dude. So what did she do? She found him some more ladies. So she wouldn't have to keep up with them.
She would have got him some young, stupid ones that she could control.
And that's what she did.
Yep.
What do you say right here? The official side piece.
Yes, sir.
She had a title. Dame side piece. But so
he actually did give her a title. She didn't even have a title. He gave what did he make her? Marquis.
Yes, that was it. So, but here's the lesson out of that, though, man. She realized that the game she was playing, she couldn't play it that way no more. She had to switch it up.
Yeah.
So how do we do that? Because see, I think that's what I'm pulling out of this. What tactic do you need to change? What thing are you doing the same old way that we have to switch up how we do it?
Right.
I mean, one for me was, you know, I ain't gonna lie, man. I can't take that heat no more. I can't get up there and cut the grass, you know, 11 o'clock. I'm cutting the grass like, oh, I'm just got to get done. Nah. You're going to see your boy outside at 8:30. I got 30 minutes to finish. But I had to change tactics. I still got the same job done, but I had to change how I do it because I'm getting older. Yep. And that's something we all got to face.
Yep. And,
We
and, and
stay.
as you move through life, you're gonna have wins and you're gonna have losses.
Hmm.
And after each one, you have to really evaluate what's important about the win, what's important about the loss, and how you want to move forward to take your next steps.
Hmm.
And I think that is where people get mixed up and where this law learn when the stop comes back.
Yeah. There we
They
go.
get a victory, and instead of
Hmm.
looking forward and seeing what they need to do to switch up or do better or make another move, they keep doing the same thing they were doing before, and it's no longer effective.
Yeah. Do
You
you see
know,
people that they're making lots of money, they're doing all these things. And when they get so much money, then they change. You know what? I'm gonna be a philanthropist. I'm gonna do something different.
right?
That's they change gears.
Yeah.
So we can change gears. Like we changed gears because the same thing we was doing. We're like, okay, it's time. We done with that. We got our families, we got our stuff going. So now let's try to read some books and do some stuff different.
Well,
Changing tactics.
it's also like this. Like when you're at work, for me personally, I moved up because of hard work.
Hmm.
I was a regular guy, and I just outworked everybody around me. Got opportunity, moved up to the next level. But the moment I moved to the next level, I no longer need to do the hard work. So I had to
Yeah.
discover an entire different way to separate myself
Hmm.
from everybody else.
And yeah, that's how I go, man.
Yeah. You got to do
But look,
as you move up or move through. You're gonna have to apply new tactics. You can't get caught up in, oh, this is how I made it here the first time.
look at this. And this is the thing that, oh man, this is bad for me. And this is probably why I don't do certain things. But he said people who go past the mark are often motivated by a desire to please a master by proving their dedication.
Mm.
Most times we keep going and going till we work ourselves to death or whatever it is, not to please ourselves, but for somebody else.
Yep. Yep. Well, I mean, most of us work ourselves to the bone for our families anyway.
Hmm.
And we oftentimes go out trying to get things they ain't even asking for.
Is yes.
We we undecided they deserve.
Yeah. And
Ain't even
really
had
all
a
they want is
conversation
you.
with them.
Exactly. All they want is you.
Yeah.
That's it.
We done,
That is
we decide, oh, she need a new car. The kids need new Jordans, new $200 shoes. And the kids ain't nobody until you bought them.
it. And even then, they don't even like them because they want the Batman shoes. They want them Batman shoes, them Spider Mans, or they want them Latrell Speedwells with the spinning rims on the side from
Yeah.
Stephen Barry's.
Well, leave those free wells alone, man. We had to. So was there a reversal on this one, Doc? Oh, you froze, Doc.
Oh no, what happened? Oh, we back now.
Yeah, you had froze up a little bit there.
I don't know, technical difficulty, but the reversal. Okay. Basically, belief in momentum will only make you emotional, less prone to act strategically, and more apt to repeat the same methods. Leave momentum for those who have nothing better to rely on. So
mm,
basically, you have more than just relying on how fast you're doing something. You're smarter than that. You're stronger than that. You got a lot of other talents that you need to pursue, need to bring out. So that was from earlier. If you're working for someone, you have someone to please. When you work for yourself, you have to please the masses. You're right. You're right. But you get to decide.
yep.
Or no, you know what? I think this is much deeper than that. I think this is one of those 5 levels deep thing that
Yeah.
is we think we doing things for us, but we're really not. And if you really look at this thing, a lot of times we doing it to get likes. That's what it is on social media, or
Mm-hmm.
we doing it because we think we're supposed to do it, even though we really don't want to.
Yep.
To ask that man who wear them hoochie daddy shorts. He don't really want to wear them shorts. He just think that them girls want to wear them. See?
Boy, leave that man alone now.
So Jamel said we really don't properly assess value. We waste a ton of money on brands. Yes.
We waste a ton of money on a lot of stuff. We waste a ton of money trying to make somebody we have make people who we don't know think we something we may or may not be.
Yeah. And that's it. So I mean, and this goes into that too. All you doing lying in their pockets. They don't even wear their own clothes.
You understand that, please. Boys out here in $5 t-shirts from the Walmart.
Man, listen to this. So, school started back, and this young man, he was standing up there. I had the line, and he had these funny looking shoes on. I had seen them before, but they look real funny, man. I guess, I don't know what they call them. It's like all the expensive shoes look like geriatric shoes, but that's what he had on. And I said, man, them shoes, nice, man. What kind of shoes those is? He said, oh, yeah, these Balenciagos. So however you said, I don't know.
Yeah.
I said, oh, really? What's that? Oh, yeah, this ain't in your price range. You can't get these. Like, okay. How you know what I can't get? I said, yeah, you're right. You know what? I'm poor. I ain't got it like you. Tell me about it some more.
Listen, boy, you going to public school. you ain't got it either. You shouldn't be spending money on it either. You in public school.
You 13. Yeah. How about that?
Your mom and daddy shouldn't be buying it no way. Y'all in public, they buying you Balenciaga, but sending you to public school. They don't really care about you.
Oh, hold on. He's out the trunk. Get it out the trunk. And look, we buy a shirt for $500 when the same shirt with a different logo costs $20. Yeah. That's it. So, and that applies to this too.
Yep.
Change tactics. Go to something different. Improve your life by changing what you do. Instead of doing the same thing over and over. It's kind of like, you know how you can tell if people are longshoremen or not? Could they be like 60 but dressing like they 20? Wearing Jordans, got the snapback on, all that. Because they got the money and they just spend it on that. But have to. So, all right, man. So yeah, that's the reversal, man. Just leave momentum for other people. Getting too old for that. He said the van. Yep, you can. They don't even make vans no more, but they don't have a van. Then I'm telling you,
the van ain't the second family.
Hey, all right, man. So you wanted to get to this next one?
Let's go. Law 48, the last one. This is the one we'll be looking for.
Oh, the last one. We had to give it the horns. Law 48, y'all. Law 48. We made it to the end.
Be formless. Now, I don't like this title, as I said earlier. I think I would have gone with something more be adaptable.
Man, it comes from Bruce Lee.
Yes. Be like water. You know what? I would have appreciated that better. I would have said be like water.
Okay.
I would have liked be like water. I don't know. It's something about be formless that just don't do it for me. It's just not a great title for me.
Well, actually, assume formlessness. But then again, let's dig in it, and then we'll see. Maybe at the end you can give it a more appropriate title. We can contact the Robert Greene estate and have him change it. All right. So the judgment, which is the synopsis, the summary, basically, instead of taking a form for your enemy to grasp, keep yourself adaptable and on the move. Accept the fact that nothing is certain and no law is fixed. The best way to protect yourself is to be as fluid and formless as water. Never bet on stability or lasting order because everything changes.
And I 100%. One, I think this is a great law to end this book with. Mm-hmm. And I 100% agree with that. It basically saying, never let them know what you're gonna do next. Never let them get a chance to get a read on you, get a radar lock on you, and know exactly what you're gonna do. Always keep everybody guessing, and keep the unexpected. And I really think that's very important for a person to do in general. Just keep that mystery, that air of mystery about yourself.
Yeah, and look at it, form to the situation at hand.
There it is.
Yeah, but the thing is, what I see here too, in this first one where the people messed up though, is you got to be ready to change, and when you have to change, be willing to do it, and not keep holding on with an iron fist to things that you can't use.
Well, the first thing you got to understand is everything changes all the time. The only constant is change.
Yeah.
So to think you're going to be a certain way and never have to adapt or change is a setup is a setup to lose.
Yeah.
And I think this is very important for people to recognize that, man. Just because you reached a certain level, you can't just sit on that, especially if you gonna stay in the game.
Yeah. And you know what? Speaking of that, let's talk about these Spartans.
Yep, let's go. First
the
off,
Spartan army.
Some of my favorite people from history. Now, I do like there's certain things about the Spartans that is to be admired. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, we'll spend a little bit of time on that because I think we can take some lessons from this. But yeah, we can take some lessons from it. Spartans. Y'all know about the Spartans. I mean, like greatest military.
300. We talk about them boys from 300. Leonidas. All them boys. That's what we talking about when we talk about the Spartans. We know you saw the movie. You know what I'm saying? This is Sparta. That's the cats we're talking about. The warrior people. What did he say to his whole? I was like, how many of your men? What is your profession? The man said he was a farmer. What is your profession? Another dude said he was a carpenter. He looked at his 300 and said, what is your profession? All them boys said they soldiers, warriors. That's what they do. They are warrior people. Took the sons at 7, threw them out in the wilderness, made them learn to fight. The only problem with that is that's all they did. So they would go out, fight these wars, fight these battles, and take over other city-states out there in the area, but they didn't really know what to do with it because they were just warriors. They were just soldiers. They were just men of violence. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, you got a place like Athens who had become powerful because they built a navy. And they had art. And they had culture. And they had science and studies.
I'm back. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, I had some internet trouble. For some reason, my internet went down, but now it's back.
It is what it is, man. The Wi-Fi do what it want to do sometimes.
I got a hard wire. My son doing that gaming, man. He gaming with his buddies. I got to pay for some more bandwidth on my internet.
You got to be a gagillionaire. You got to be a gagillionaire with AT&T.
I'm telling you, something.
You got to be a gagillionaire.
So I know you was talking about the Spartans, man. That's what that is. And what happened is this. The Greece was growing and they used the ocean to grow. So they made a navy. They started using that, but the Spartans couldn't do it because they was landlocked. They had mountains at the back and then they had people on either side. It was like this peninsula almost. That's where they lived at.
Yep.
Landlocked because they was on the other side of the people that was facing the ocean.
Water. Right.
So what they did, they said, all right, then, since we can't use the ocean, what we going to do? We're going to be able to beat everybody.
Yep.
So they went in hard. We making warriors. Everybody a warrior. Kids ain't right. They got to go. Nobody getting paid money because they took the money away.
Yep.
They didn't get paid money because if you just had to farm and work and do your part. So they all was one big unit. And we know how history goes. So what happened was they did that for so long until they took over everybody. Because the Athenians was the last ones. The Athenians had a mighty navy. They had a war that lasted 27 years with Sparta, and they lost. Athenians lost. Sparta won.
Yep.
But the bad thing was Sparta couldn't change. What's a warrior to do when there's nobody else left to fight? Can't win.
Can't win. And also, how's a warrior gonna run a nation? They didn't have any nation builders.
No, not at all.
They didn't have anybody. They didn't have any politicians. They didn't have any scientists or thought leaders. Everybody was a warrior. You had one job.
Mm-hmm. And they did the job well.
Yep. But it took the war was 27 years, and everything they garnered in the 27 years of war, they squandered in 30.
Yeah, it was gone because they couldn't do it. Look here, he says that they had no culture beyond warfare, no arts to relieve the tension, a constant anxiety about the status quo. Think about that, though. How do we do that in our own lives? I like to bring it back to what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And are we in such a way where we can't change to fit what's coming next?
I look at it like this. One of the things that's going on right now in society is the digital divide. It's a lot of people.
Profound right there.
Yep.
OG. It met the goal and didn't change. Yep.
Yeah.
But they've been on the grind so long until they didn't know how to change.
Right. They were stuck in one form. They were rigid. Mm-hmm. and stuck in one form and couldn't mold themselves into anything else. Like Athens was able to mold itself into different things.
Well, but look at how it happened, though. He said this. Sparta they sent Spartan governors to rule what was Athens. And they was far from home, and they succumbed to the worst forms of corruption. Sparta defeated Athens, but the fluid Athenian way of life was slowly breaking down its discipline and losing its rigid order. That's how they became weak, because they couldn't flow, they couldn't change, and they were stuck in their lands and couldn't do nothing. So, sorry, Master, what were you gonna say?
No, I was simply saying basically the same thing you just said. They just was stuck. It was such a powerful nation at one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't lead a country just with just one thing. You gotta have more than one skill set. You can't lead a household with one thing.
Yeah, see, there we go.
You gotta be able to work. You gotta be able to listen to your wife. You gotta be able to understand your kids, get them where they need to go, deal with teachers, deal with people, manage money. You gotta be versatile. And that's why I say I definitely agree with the B formulas. Be able to walk into any room. We got a word for it as Black folks called code switching.
Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to do that to function in society. That's why I agree with the concept of this chapter, man. You have to be able to figure out, okay, this will work over here, might not work over there. And move left, move right according to what needs to get things done. I think one of the major things is he says be like water and be like mercury.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know water from Bruce Lee. Water can be formed and molded into anything. It'll fit in the container, but it's always strong enough to break rocks.
That's right. You can do all of that. So he say here, people weighted down by a system and inflexible ways of doing things cannot move fast, cannot sense or adapt change. Learn to move fast and adapt, or you will be eaten.
Yep.
And
I give you prime examples of people you can think about. Blake Griffin.
Okay.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak.
Right.
Blake Griffin came into the league. He was a high flyer. He could dunk, and he was a great athlete. He could do all kinds of stuff. So was the Greek Freak. The Greek Freak learned some other stuff though. He learned how to pass.
Yep.
He learned how to. He had a post game. He learned how to rebound, and now he's scratching his shot out. And now he one of the best. And now he a league MVP. Meanwhile, Blake Griffin, who never learned how to do anything different, is forgotten.
Yeah, that's true. You got to evolve.
You got to evolve.
You got to evolve. I mean, I think with our kids, we have to do the same thing.
Yep.
I was talking to my son and talking to my wife about him, and we came to the conclusion that the only way, like, you got to change your tactics with him because the kid brilliant, so you got to win him with logic. You can be like I said so, but that won't affect lasting change. But you beat him with logic, you got you. So we had to switch up and go and come at him a different way. And that's how life is. We got to be prepared to change. We got to be prepared to shift, and we got to make sure that we can do that and it doesn't hurt us. Like, you ever see those people that every little change happen, they be mad about it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they be pitching a fit, cussing and fussing because lunch got pushed back 30 minutes.
So, yeah, people can't adapt. It's a lot of people that can't adapt. It's a lot of people get they get stuck in one way. As soon as anything come up, they'll let one thing throw their whole week off.
That's it. That is what I'm talking about. That's the thing we have to be careful of, because that one thing can mess up our whole week, our whole month, our whole year, because we allowed it to do that.
Yep.
We have to be prepared to change. So he says here, he talks about the game of chess, which we always quote, "Oh, I'm playing chess." But the Chinese people got something called Wei Qi.
But it said Go.
Yes.
Called Go. We call it Go.
Asian game of Go.
Yep.
And it's like chess, but the board is a whole lot bigger.
Yep.
So what that means is that in your life, everybody else can play chess and they can get to their goal in a reasonable amount of time. But you can take a little longer and be formless and shift and change to get to yours. You can outthink them and outmove them versus moving in a linear way. What he says here, use the size of the board to your advantage, spreading out in every direction so that your opponent cannot fathom your movements in a simple linear way.
Yep.
Think about those people who hustlers. If they lost their job, they 9 to 5 today, they can flip over and do something else.
Yep.
They ain't stuck on that one thing.
Nope.
But they formless.
Right on to the next thing.
Because I tell you what, let me join that network and they put me out of the school. I'll go and sell some ladies' jewelry because I can do that. I flip to something fast.
and it's not even so much that whether you can do this or can do that. If you already know you could do something, it's the willingness to change. The willingness to accept that, okay, this right here, particular plan is no longer viable, or this position is no longer viable. What else can I do? What other move can I make? And not being stuck in, I can only do this. Guys will lose a job and they'll go out looking for every job and doing the same thing they was doing before, rather than expanding their skill set and trying something different.
Doing something different. I think about, when I think about this though, this is the perfect last chapter.
Yeah.
Because it covers everything in the book. And this line right here is what set that off for me. He said, power can only thrive if it's flexible in its forms. So a lot of the stuff we read about, like when regular people think about power or they hear power, all they think of is strength.
Right.
And stuff that's hard. But what the book taught us is that power looks different.
Yes.
In every instance, it's different. You have to be able to look. Exactly, man. You got to be able to look at what's happening in front of you right then and adapt to it to maintain your course of power.
I think one of the things I liked in this chapter, he says about female rulers.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about the female ruler and how they use this be formless better than men would.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's very poignant and very important that you read that and understand that when you I think he said either by nature or by circumstance, they just seem to be better at this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all as men need to pay attention to that some things women are just going to be better at, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
And you need to be mindful of it.
Well, that's going to come up in the next book. My favorite part of the next book talks about that. So definitely we're going to talk about that thing there. But he also say this, he talks about how to remain formless.
Right.
This is what I like, because you not only telling people how to do something, you're showing them how to do it. And he said the first psychological, because it's all in your mind, requirement of formlessness is to train yourself to take nothing personally. This is a big one.
Yep.
Never show defensiveness. When you act defensive, you show your emotions, revealing a clear form. Wow. That's it. Revealing a clear, when you show your, let me go back again, because I don't know if y'all realize how concrete, how big that statement was. When you act defensive, you show your emotions, revealing a clear form.
Yep.
When you are defensive and you angry or whatever, you showing what you really are at that moment. They see you. Now they can use it against you. I guess that's why stoicism comes from. They being stoic, and if you stoic, it's the same all the time.
Well, we've already discussed this in the past that one of the major themes of this book is controlling your emotions and controlling the image that people have of you, or the idea people have of you. And that's why this be formless is so powerful, because at any time you give people the perception of you want them to have.
Yeah. And
you can give multiple people a different vantage. If you're formless, one person could think you a hard ass, the next person could think you're a softy, the next person could think, you're calculating, all the way through all those things. It's just like I had to tell my daughter once. She when she started dating or whatever, she was like, "Oh, them guys, them boys be scared of you." But I just tell them you a big teddy bear. I said, "For you."
Yeah, see
for
that.
You. I'm a teddy bear to you because you are my child. They think exactly what I want them to think.
Yeah.
Don't you tell them nothing different.
He a teddy bear. He's soft.
I got my name messed up in these streets.
But you know what? Honestly, with this, I teach teachers this all the time. Because in the next part of that paragraph, now he says, when your opponent realizes they have hit a nerve, an Achilles heel, they will hit it again and again. And he said, train yourself to take nothing personally. Never let anyone get your back up. That's that Western slang right there. So this is big, because look what he said here. Train yourself. That means you got to practice it. You got to practice not letting stuff get under your skin. But also for me, this allows me as a person, a man of the cloth in the church, to help people who do bad things. Because you can't take that personally. Because if you do and don't help the people that actually need the help, then you're a hypocrite. And you can't get anything achieved. You have, right? Man, there's so many instances. Even right now, we're thinking about anger, but it can happen in many different ways. When a kid tell you there's something bad going on at their house, you can't sit there and sit with your mouth and jaw wide open.
Nope.
Because they're gonna stop talking.
Yep.
So you got to remain formless. like OG said here, blood in the water. There you go. You get that blood in the water. You sit there being emotional and letting people make you mad, because that's it. Nobody makes you angry.
Nope.
You allow yourself to stay angry.
Yep.
And that's the truth, man. That is the truth. So yeah, and this is. Oh, go ahead, man.
You have to be in control of this. And I think that's what he's trying to say with the be formless is, don't let someone put you in a box. You move and adapt and put yourself in whatever box you need to be in at whatever time you want to be in there. And then you get out of there and be in a different box. I think one of the terms he uses is be a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's it. So listen to this part. He says the need for formlessness becomes greater the older we get, because we're more likely to become set in our ways and assume too rigid a form. And further down, he says, you get older, you must rely even less on the past.
Yeah, he ain't lying. like you got to give up some of your rigidness. Maybe you need to go try to, do another one of them timeshares or something.
Man, I'm about to go. If y'all don't know, Jay Sims the Lion, we gonna go on a timeshare. My wife probably ain't gonna do it, because that's like my arch nemesis. If you want to see me turn into something that you won't recognize, take me to the timeshare. They gonna kick us out.
Formless, brother. You got to be willing to adapt.
You know what it is? I got to train myself to do it. Get some of those free tickets, because them just gonna make me mad, boy. I'm telling you.
Shows and tickets and $100 worth of food and dinner and all that good stuff. Stay all weekend for $99 at a luxury hotel suite. Come on, man, little 2 hours.
Look, once you got your three no's, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
That's all you got.
Three no's, man. But my wife says she ain't taking me them places no more. It's bad. My wife loved to travel. She loved the experiences, all that stuff. She said, I ain't taking you nowhere like that no more.
You ruined the trip for her.
I done messed up.
She in there apologizing to the people for you. I'm so sorry.
They done made new policies because of me. They done had to make new policies. There you go. Them timeshares, boy, I tell you. But I'm going to try it, because I can't read this book and not try it.
Got to try.
And then I'm getting older. So I see that part too. When you get older, you got to be more formless.
And you definitely get older and get set in your ways. You want to do what you want to do. You don't, that's why, I try to listen to the young people music just to try to stay a little bit.
Can't do it.
Well, you got to, man. You got teenage kids. You got to know what's going on with them.
My kid's different. You know why my kid's different? Because if you pull up my son's Spotify list, right, you're going to have TV show theme songs, video game theme songs, some rap music, country music, some class. This Joker got everything. They listen to everything.
He eclectic.
Everything. He left-handed. That's why he's smart.
That's messed up. He left-handed. Southpaw. Right with the hook.
Oh, he right with both hands. So actually, he ambidextrous. And he know it. but all right. So here, look. Remember, formlessness is a tool. It's a tool. Never confuse it with a go with the flow style or a religious resignation to the twist of fortune. You use formlessness not because it creates inner harmony and peace, because it will increase your power. Okay, let's talk about that one. It's a tool. Now, this is something that's ringing to me, because
you've been saying this the whole time.
Yeah, but would it say it like that? All right, for me, I think I'm pretty formless with a lot of things.
Okay.
And I thought I was just like that. Like, hey, I'm just laid back. So I'm just letting it. Hey, hold on. He said you're here 3-6 Mafia than Donnie McKirkland. What's funny is that job might be true. I'm about to call him in here and check.
Hey, tear the club up. Hey, but then we fall down. You got to tear the club up so you can fall down and then get back up. You know, it's what
knowing
we do.
him, he'll probably mix some things together, boy. Tear the church up.
That might be a hit right there. That might be a hit right there.
But this is what I got out of this. Now, I thought I was just a laid back dude, right? You know, okay, stuff happened. I can adapt to it. I'm fine. I don't let stuff bother me. But what this is saying is don't confuse that with a go with the flow style. Use it to your advantage. So when somebody is coming at you with something, you're dealing with a problem, you're dealing with something, be formless. You don't have to be that way all the time. Because I noticed it earlier when he said we must rely less on the past, and the older we get, the need for formlessness becomes greater. We have to use it more. And this is connected to, we didn't get to do the show, but I know we're going to come back to like what's going on with these Marvel movies.
Yeah.
What's happening? This is another formless thing because we in our ways.
Yeah.
And the way we see things, like this is not right. But like my daughter told me, Dad, they're not making these for you.
Nope.
So definitely have to be formless and deal with it in a different way. Accept it in a different way.
Yep. Time is gone. We first off, nobody really makes anything for us. Let's start right there. The 40-year-old family man is not a high market priority.
No.
Our wives are. Our children are.
Yep.
They want our money because we the best earners, but we the best earners and the lowest spenders.
Yeah. Oh, now see, well, two things. First, you got to put up a wall to stop certain things. Yep, that's true. That is true. Because you know what I noticed right now?
Wait, hold on. He actually talks about this, to put up a wall to stop certain things. But then he says it talks about the sea life, the animal life being more free.
Yeah.
So yes, the wall can help, but sometimes being able to move is more valuable than putting up a wall.
Well, all right, but look at this though. But there's some things he said that we put up a wall to stop certain things, right?
Mm-hmm.
If, to me, that's like not dealing with certain stuff. Right. For example, like television, I don't watch it. That's my wall. I don't have to be formless when it comes to that. Matter of fact, all I watch is doggone cartoons and anime because I can't deal with this stuff that go on today. I just can't. It's too much. So I watch that. But that's my wall. Because if we're using formlessness as a tool, I don't have to be that way all the time.
Right.
I can use the wall to block that or to block certain people. I can stop them from being negative in my space.
Yeah.
You know.
But are you putting up a wall, or have you that's just another form you've chosen to take in that situation? Because you don't have a wall up permanently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, but some things I do. You know, I'm noticing, honestly, this is speaking out to me because he talked a lot about getting older. And I'm noticing a lot of things happening with me now that I'm getting older. Mm-hmm. Not just physical things, but the way I think, the way I feel about certain things, the way I handle certain things, like my patience. Like, remember, what's that name? Remember that movie Gran Torino? It was called Gran Torino with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, get off my lawn.
That's gonna be me. The older I get, the more I get to that. That's my wall.
Losing patience.
I don't have it. And that's why, well, he said anime is king. Yes, it is. Kids don't watch enough anime, and people don't watch enough because that's why they don't want to do nothing. They don't get no inspiration. Anime is it. If I turn my camera, I got a whole wall over there with stuff. I'm telling you.
Anime is it. You're right on that now. Anime is it. I'm going to see that new Dragon Ball movie probably this weekend.
Yep, I will give them my money for that. Not gonna bootleg it or nothing.
Nope.
Now he said, now you said She-Hulk tonight. Nah,
Yep.
not for me. I ain't watching it. Because we could talk about that Saturday. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it.
I'm probably gonna watch it, man. They got me, even though I don't agree with everything they're doing. Man, they got me. I'm too committed.
Oh man. When my daughter coming home, I'm gonna have to watch it with her. Then I'm probably gonna end up doing it. That's our tradition. So OG said that you can still move behind your wall until the time is right to go back out. Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, he's dropping some real gems right here. That's true. Yeah. That is true. That is true. Then I wanted to tell everybody to get off my lawn. Yep, he still changed his surroundings. Yep. That's you're right. And Jamel say, I never get to the point where I lose my inner child. Yes, sir. You could probably see right here, like right there. I got all 8 Dragon Balls right there. All of them. Right by the Captain America shield right there. Yep. Oh, now he said Daredevil and She-Hulk. Yeah, I heard that. But guess what? They didn't water him down so bad. I don't even want to see it. This is going to make me feel, nah. Here She-Hulk is good. Yeah, who told you that? Probably somebody that's like 24 years old. I'm just kidding. He said Ms. Marvel was good.
I ain't watched it.
I ain't gonna watch it. I ain't gonna watch it. Nah, I can't do it. They're gonna have to get off my lawn. Hey, he had more than Christmas tree. Yep, I got the Dragon Balls on the Christmas tree. So all of us can't be wishing for something at the same time because it's only one dragon, and I got him up there.
So all right, so we've gone through this whole book.
Mm-hmm.
We went through all 48 laws. I'm glad we went through. It was a great experience. If you wanted to tell somebody just a few things real short, real poignant about this book and what you gained from it, what would you tell them, Doc?
Oh man. Okay. Oh, I know.
That's tough. That's tough now.
You know what? It is because there's so much stuff in this book, and I've learned a lot. Just like you guys have seen it. You've seen when I read something while we're talking about it, and a new realization just hit me.
Yep.
It just happened. Like just now. It's like, oh wow, that's it. But if I had to get one thing out of this, I'm trying to go to it. The thing is from the beginning. When he said the quote from Machiavelli. Any man who tries to be
out of the game is about being whether or not you're in the game of power or not, whether you're playing or not.
Yes. Any man who tries to be good all the time is bound to come to ruin among the great number who are not good. Yep. It's a prince who wants to keep his authority must learn how not to be good and use that knowledge or refrain from using it as necessity requires. We have to know what power is. A lot of us don't even know what it is.
Right.
We don't. So that's the biggest thing. What power is, what it looks like, and how we apply it in our everyday lives. That's the biggest thing I got out of this book.
For me, I think what I got out of it was very similar to what you got out. But I think the first thing I would tell somebody is before you read this book, have an open mind.
Mm-hmm. And
there are going to be things in here that you may or may not agree with.
My bad, man. Don't get Fouquet.
Off the top, don't get Fouquet out here now.
Oh Lord, boy, I tell you, there you go. But anyway, go ahead, man.
But, you know, dang, I done lost my whole. But keep an open mind. There's gonna be things in here that are methods or laws that are gonna be said that you may or may not agree with. But understand, someone is likely using them.
Yeah.
And they may be using them on you. So take these tools, take every one of these laws as a tool, use them as you use the ones you can apply to accomplish your goals, and be wary of the ones that you find distasteful because they may be being used on you.
Yeah.
That would be my advice. And read the book and take your time. Come back and watch the whole 48 Laws of Power by the Book of Man breakdown.
Yeah. On YouTube.
And on YouTube. And we got all of them lined up in there. And get all the information we got and make the best of the experience. It's worth it.
Yeah. So while we wrapping up this monumental thing, let's look forward.
Yes.
First thing, this Saturday we should be free. We should be good to go. We still got to go back
in the barbershop. I'll be fresh from the barbershop.
Lord,
look from the barbershop.
Here we go. So we're gonna be back. Jamel say, Miss Marvel is a great minority story. Yeah, we can talk about that because there's some other things that's happening that kind of make me want to say, get off my lawn. I'm telling you. But we can talk about that. We got to do that one. It's so much stuff that happened that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
Brittany Griner, we got the 50,000. If somebody don't make $50,000, they ain't good enough. We got a lot of stuff to cover.
Yep. So we definitely be back. I will not be touching my head. You tried me just now. We'll be back Saturday with another episode of the Saturday discussion. But looking forward for the book study. Like we've been telling y'all, the poll is up. Right now, the Superior Man is in the lead.
Yeah.
Go in there, put your vote in on the poll. We're gonna roll that out next week. So it's going down. Yeah.
And trust me, like Way of the Superior Man, that book is strong.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy. That had made me like reconfigure my whole life because of that. But now also Art of War is like in second place right now.
Yeah.
And
Art of War moving up.
And let me tell you what's funny. So my wife said, okay, what book y'all gonna do next? And I was kind of going down the list with her. My son said, yeah, Art of War, I read that book. Really? Yeah. It was about 200 pages. I read it. It was, real logical. It had some stuff and it was all right. So I'm like, oh, shoot, okay. My son is ahead of me because I ain't read that yet. So we definitely gonna be touching on that too.
Oh yeah. So I'm excited about getting to the next book. Glad we got through this whole thing and accomplished it. Really appreciate everyone who's joined us week in and week out. We hope y'all come back for Superior Man. Tell a friend, tell a partner, invite some more people to the group. Let's get more people involved. More ideas we can get, the better. And we love y'all. Thank you for joining us. See you next week with a new book. We love you. Yeah.
Peace.